Hi, I'm Katie.
And I'm Koli. Welcome to the SVU Carbon Podcast, little witch detectives.
Wow, we haven't done that in a while.
I know.
It's funny if you guys didn't know, we re-record that every single time.
Yeah.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. We're recording on a Sunday, so I have a little more energy today than when we normally record.
Yeah.
Mm. But doing good. It's almost the end of January now.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Um, should we jump into things? Yeah,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. This is our witch talk. It's the corner of the intro of our show where we catch you guys up on what we've been doing. I was about to start doing it, so that's why I thought we could start the segment. But Koli and I always laugh, so forgive us because we talk every day. So we're already caught up, so we're catching you guys up.
Yes.
Uh, we've been gone for a while because of the holiday.
hmm
For the most
And
part,
because I was sick.
yeah, and then it was like Chloe got sick, and then we have to figure out a new recording schedule, so you might have to bear with us because I got a job. I don't
Yay.
know if I had that job before last time we recorded, so
I
we
think you were in the testing phase.
mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's official. I'm employed again.
Yay.
But now that I am back working 9 to 6 pretty much, our recording schedule is a little funky, so we're gonna have to figure that out. But we're here.
Yeah.
We're queer. Um, but yeah, that's mainly what's been going on with me was transitioning into that and then post-holiday craziness. And I'm trying to think what else. I have a lot of birthdays coming up. I have a lot of Aquarius people in my life.
Yeah.
Um, a lot of birthdays this week and in the next few weeks, and then me and my boyfriend are going to Minnesota in February to see his
Yay.
family. It's gonna be cold.
It is going to be cold.
It's gonna be cold. But I'm excited. And then I think officially I'm working on booking flights to go see Koli over the summer. So
Yeah.
that's also exciting.
Yes.
Um I was trying to think what else is going on with me. Oh, I took Dexter to the vet and he got a clean bill of health, so we're really happy for him. Just
Yay.
told me that he was fat and happy. So I was like, same. So
Yeah.
Um, but that's really good, and we're really happy because I was nervous that they were gonna tell me something was wrong with him or that he has diabetes or something because he is just a chunky boy. Um, but no, he's all good, so that was good too. Um, but yeah, I think that's all that's going on with me. What's going on with you?
Well, as I said before, I was sick um from right before New Year's until about a week and a half ago.
hmm
Um, I had strep throat. My voice is still weird because I still have a cough. Um, but yeah, I did get a new thermometer for my house though, because
Yeah.
I can't find our old thermometer and I needed to keep an eye on my temperature. So I got one of those fancy infrared ones that
Oh,
you
we
just,
love that. And it
yeah.
like bonk. Yeah, that's
And you
cute.
don't even touch it to your forehead. You just point it there.
That's much better than
Um,
the tongue one.
yeah. I was supposed to go see Death Becomes Her on Broadway on
Oh,
the 5th, but I was so sick that one, we didn't want to get anyone else sick. And two, I would have been miserable because I was coughing and clearing my throat all the time.
yeah.
And because I know theater etiquette, I would have been afraid to do that. So I would have been having to step out of the theater every 5 minutes. And
Did you guys get tickets to go see a different one? A different show?
no, we
Mm,
haven't heard from them yet. So
gotcha. I think it's worth it to ask though.
Yeah, it was definitely worth it. Um, what else? Oh, I joined the Y.
I was about to say, you've been
I've
going.
been going. I went 2 times last week. I'm gonna go 3 times this week and here on out. Um, it was just hard to go 3 times this week because I need to do orientation to go on the machines,
Yeah.
and um, I haven't done that yet. And the aquatics only has deep water fitness
Mm.
on like Sundays. So yeah.
I was
And
just
they
excited
usually
because
have Aqua Zumba on Saturdays, but they had their winter carnival yesterday.
oh yeah.
So yeah, they didn't have that yesterday. Um, so from here on out, I'll go at least 3 times a week, if not more. Um, yeah,
I was excited because you took your first yoga class.
yes, I took chair yoga, because I'm still iffy on my balance, and they had us do a lot of stuff in the chair, but for like 15 minutes of the class, they had us standing up and using the back of the chair for support. So like
Hmm.
we did tree pose, and I found out that my right leg is still more steady than my left.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, because I went to go do tree pose on my left leg, and I could barely get my foot off the floor.
Hmm.
And in my right leg, it was easy. I didn't go too high on my right leg because I have no balance, but
Yeah. I love t chair yoga is one of my favorites to teach because I like how accessible it is.
yeah,
Um, but also you can do it anytime. So if you're like, at work and sit in a chair all day, you can always do some of the stuff and utilize it in your daily life.
yeah. This chair yoga was the first time I done chair yoga and actually felt something. Because usually when I do chair yoga, I'm just like, I'm getting nothing out of this.
Hmm.
And for me, yoga is such a spiritual experience
Yeah.
that, like, I get nothing out of chair yoga normally.
Hmm.
But the teacher who did this one is really good and incorporated a lot of spiritual elements into it.
Hmm.
And we did a meditation at the end. And I felt so bad because right after the meditation started, I had to cough. And I
Hmm.
was like, oh shit.
It's okay. It's part of it. I call it the
Yeah.
water bottle effect because people always be knocking their water bottles over while we're in yoga classes and you hear the metal like clink on that hard thing and you just kind of have to like keep yourself in the moment.
Mm.
A good practice of being present.
Yeah. I
Um,
stifled the cough though, because I was like, I don't want to bring anyone out of their meditation if I go into a coughing fit.
don't want the karma.
Yeah.
But I think it'll be fun. Plus you're so good at like swimming stuff too. I think you'll like all your classes.
Yeah. A lot of the aquatics classes that I want to take are in the shallow end and are like gentle stretching and
Hmm.
gentle fitness and aqua dance and aqua zumba and
Oh my gosh, you
yeah.
should do one of those like synchronized swimming teams and get really good. Just jumping backwards with all those ladies in the swim caps.
I have to get better in the deep end again first.
It'll be
That's
fun.
just like treading water without my arms.
Hmm. And that's a good workout. It's more than you think because it feels
Yeah.
like yes in the water, but then after it,
Hmm.
you know.
It's like, yeah. I went on Thursday. I was gonna go to a whatchamacallit, class on Thursday, but I thought you had to register, so I didn't go to that and I went to open swim and I didn't have goggles. so I
Oh,
couldn't like lap swim.
yeah.
So I was like doing doggy paddle for 15 minutes, and then I got out because I'm spoiled because when I used to teach swim classes, they kept the pool at 90 degrees,
hmm
and this one was only at 82, so I was freezing. So I got out and went in the jacuzzi for 15 minutes.
I bet that was nice though.
It was so relaxing. And like people were asking me, like, because the bubbles went off, they're like, "Do you want the bubbles back on?" I was like, "I don't care. I'm just in here for the warmth."
I'm just warm.
Yeah.
That's my brother. He loves a hot tub. That is where you will find him at all hours of the day.
Yeah. I have to watch how long I'm in there though, because it is like 100 degrees and it
Yeah.
raises your core body temperature. And even a quarter of a degree raising my core body temperature that much messes with my entire body because of my MS.
Mm,
Um, so when I do go in the jacuzzi, I have to remember to bring my cane. Um,
gotcha.
so that way when I'm out of the jacuzzi, I have support and I'm not like walking into things.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Ugh. I think it's also why they say not to get drunk in a hot tub because you'll get really, really hot and dizzy.
Yeah.
Hmm
Um, I have been doing a lot better with walking though. I only use my cane when I absolutely need it now. I've been walking into the Y without a cane. Um, Walking all over the Y without a cane. So, yeah,
That's really good, I
yeah.
think.
We came because I spent last week at my aunt's because my grandfather was in Orlando for the golf show,
Hmm
and we came back over one day just to check to make sure the heat was working. There were no pipes burst or anything like that. And I was like, oh, we should grab my cane while we're here. And my aunt's like, why do you need your cane? Like, tell me why you need your cane because you've been so good without it. And I was like, honestly, mainly for the jacuzzi. Because when I get out of the jacuzzi, I'm a little wobbly. And she's like, okay,
I love her though
yeah,
for asking.
yes.
If you guys knew Koli's aunt, it would be
My
cute. Uh,
aunt's the best.
hmm I love her. I'm convinced we're all gonna just move into one big Vicky commune one day.
Yeah.
Um, well, is that everything?
That's everything for me.
That was nice. Didn't it feel good?
Yes.
All right, shall we move on
Yeah.
to our
So,
most important topics?
yes. This is the SVU/Mariska corner where we talk all things SVU and Mariska. Um, in the SVU realm, SVU came back from winter hiatus, and there was a new episode on Thursday that I didn't see, and I haven't watched it
I haven't either.
yet. um,
Kind.
I was gonna watch it on Thursday, but I decided to get in the shower at like 9 o'clock, and
Um,
I was like, because the shower was more important than SVU at that point.
and also they come on so late now for East Coast.
Yeah.
So, um,
Well, they used to come on at 10 o'clock for East Coast.
that was not ideal.
It was ideal for me because I
Hmm.
was in high school and I was like, yeah, let's watch SVU at 10 o'clock at night. Uh, yeah. But they've been on 9 o'clock for a long time now. So,
hmm Ice has been tweeting about them being back. He's so
yeah.
funny. His tweets lately, but as per usual. Honestly, I could
Mhm.
make a ice cold facts segment where I just review I see the tweets, but he was tweeting about them coming back and how exciting it was and how they were like so happy to be together filming again,
Hmm.
and then excited about the new episodes. And I have to say the new episodes have been good so far. Um,
Yeah.
really.
Um, I think uh that last week's episode was really good.
Hmm.
I can't speak on this week's episode because again, obviously I didn't watch it.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah,
Well, what's going on with Mariska?
Thursday was her birthday. She's 61, and in honor, I have an I Love Mariska Hargitay shirt on.
61. I forget she's my father's age. So
Yeah,
unfortunate. Oh my
yeah,
God. And she looks amazing for 60, first of all. Um,
yes,
she's been posting all of these cute like photos of her. Um,
yeah.
I just love her.
She posted a lot of photos of her on vacation in Sweden. No, I don't know where she was.
Did they take the family or is August in school? I guess he's in school.
August is away at college, yeah. But he might have been there because it was over like the winter break.
Makes sense.
So, um, yeah,
That's so cute. Koli posted a very cute thing for Mariska for her birthday on our Instagram, if you guys want to check it out. It was
yes,
really cute and sweet. Um, and that means freaking Olivia's birthday's coming up too.
yeah.
Can't-
February 7th.
February 7th. That's right. My
Yeah.
boyfriend's birthday is February 8th. So they're right next to each other.
I remember hers because it's a week before Valentine's Day.
Mm-hmm. And it was cute how they revealed it on the show and stuff. So,
Yeah.
um, well, happy birthday, Mariska.
Happy birthday.
I pretend she watches the show, so.
Yeah, right. We do have like a minuscule amount of people over 60 who are watching, but like it's Mariska. Mariska's watching.
It's her
It's
holding up
just
that.
Mariska because it's like less than 1% or something like
It's
that.
true though. We have some older listeners, which is cute.
Yeah.
Um, all right. Well, are we ready for our quick little astrological report?
Yes.
So, since Mariska just had a birthday, obviously it's Aquarius season. Um, The astrology's kind of okay right now. Venus is in Pisces, which is a good thing. Pisces thrives in Venus, so that also means it's like the time of like love and self-reflection and beauty and things like that, which is really cute for Valentine's Day.
Mhm.
I often think it's weird for Valentine's Day to be during Aquarius season. I could see it much more like Pisces like lover girl season. So
Yeah.
for this like in Venus movement or whatever, it's gonna feel a lot more lovey-dovey. You'll see a lot more people getting engaged during this time. And it makes a lot of sense because our last little astrology segment kind of was the opposite. We were seeing a lot of Mercury retrograde and divorces and
Mhm.
ups and things like that. So now it's kind of settling as we move through Aquarius season and into Pisces season. You'll see a lot more like all of my friends are freaking engaged all of a sudden. And
Yeah.
like weddings, babies, that kind of stuff. Think like at the home, we just had a Cancer full moon and Cancer loves a full moon. So
Yes.
a lot of emotions and a lot of heaviness happening there that will transmute into good things relationship wise. Um, we do have a Mercury retrograde coming up, but it won't be too crazy just because most of our planets right now are happy where they're at. So, but I'll report on that more when we get closer. It's not for a little while, I think in March. Um, As far as big planet movements, we don't have many happening right now. So my advice would be very much to show yourself a lot of extra love during this season. Aquarius season is very introspective, so it's a good time to kind of ground yourself, meditate, and connect with your self-love rather than just the love around you coming from other people. Um,
Mhm.
and also, a thing I like about Aquarius energy is embracing the things that make you unique and picking up new hobbies. So, if you notice yourself picking up new things that you're interested in, try to embrace it and lean into that. There's a big push against social media right now, it seems like. A lot of
Yeah,
a lot of people are saying like get off online and start reading books, picking up hobbies, things like that. And I think that's very relevant right now.
there's a
Um,
lot of pushback on X and Meta social media websites,
yeah,
um, because just the people who run them are despicable and yeah.
yes. So, pick up a book, touch some grass. So,
Yes.
a lot of my friends have gotten into not so embroidery.
Oh,
Things
cross
you
stitching?
Yes, thank you. Things you can do with your hands is the really good time for that. So,
Yeah,
it's cold outside, so we got to find more stuff to do inside anyway.
yeah. I'm going to my aunt's again today because my grandfather's going to his friend's house
Hmm.
to the football games.
Hmm.
Um, and I'm going to my aunt's with Gabby, and I'm gonna bring my Kindle with me, and I'm gonna really sit down and get a good chunk of Brooke's new book.
I was about to say, are
And
you reading Brooke's book?
yes,
Hmm. I still need to get it. I was determined to do it through the library, and the audiobook is a
mm,
10-week wait and the regular book is a 5-week wait. And I was like, I love that for Brooke, hate that for me.
yes,
Um, but
it's a New York Times bestseller now.
Brooke Shields has a new book out. Go buy it, go read it, go love it.
Yes, it's called Brooke Shields is Not Allowed to Get Old.
We love her.
Yes,
All I can think about is Mariska wearing her little bee necklace, and she was like
yes,
pointing to it like anyone was looking at the
and
Brooke
she's like, "Zoom in on my D." It's like that's not what people are looking at, honey.
bee, the bee. I love her. Um, but yeah, so TLDR, astrology is good right now. Embrace it. Try not to worry too much
Yeah,
about the future. Because I know we all are.
aren't there like six planets in alignment too?
That's what I was saying. There's nobody's really fussy right now. So
Okay.
try to embrace that. We do have some in retrograde, but it's not bad ones. So
Yeah.
yeah, not that any of them are bad, but less negative, more positive planets right now.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. Are we done?
Yeah.
Okay. So the next thing we want to touch on is the LA wildfires. Um, it's better now than when I wrote this introduction.
Mhm.
When I wrote this, it was like at the very beginning, and they were all like blazing,
Yeah.
and there was like no end in sight. Now the major wildfires are all about 80% contained. Um,
They
I'm
moved.
not
They moved
sure.
to San Diego.
Yeah,
It like
I'm not sure about like the smaller ones, but I know like the big ones in LA are pretty
mhm.
much like 80% contained. So,
So many people's houses burned down.
yeah. And
Um,
there was like that whole thing of like not caring that celebrities' houses burned down. It's like celebrities are people too.
I
Like,
know they're human beings. I it made me remember previous fires in Malibu. Miley, when she was married to Liam Hemsworth, they had a huge house in Malibu with like 7, 8 dogs, like just tons of pets there, and their entire house burned down, and the only thing that didn't burn down was this neon sign that Miley had that said love on it. And she reposted it during these fires just now because she had to evacuate because it was happening in her area.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if her house burned down or not, but she had just reposted it like the other day. And it made me really sad because I know that's really like fucking traumatic.
Hmm.
And I also had friends growing up who had their house burned down, and I remember how awful it was.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so I I understand and like the I understand not feeling as sympathetic for them, but also there's a level of like humanity there. Um,
Yeah. And like I get it. Like people aren't concerned necessarily about celebrities, they're more concerned about real people. But like
they are real people.
they are real people and they deserve the same compassion that we're giving to anyone else. Especially in something like this where their houses are burning down and they're losing everything.
Hmm.
I mean, yes, they'll be okay because a lot of them have some money in the bank, but like that's memories and everything like that, you know?
Yeah, there was like even just the littlest possibility of our apartment burning down because we had to evacuate because somebody's space heater like blew up or fan or something. And I sent my boyfriend out first so that I could like stay with the animals and like get them secured or whatever. And he came back because there was smoke all the way down the hallway and he was like, "No, we need to get out of here." Um and everything was fine. They put the fire out, like it was all chill. But even in that little, like, hour we were outside, it was like, oh my gosh, I have to think about like all of my stuff being gone and
Yeah.
getting my pets safe and what can I grab to like take out. And all I did was grab my wallet and my car keys and my pet. But like,
Yeah.
you um,
Um, we had a family in the town where I live. They had a big fire and um they actually lost they lost everything and one of their kids died in the fire. And
oh,
it's really sad. And like I know one of the girls in the family because I used to work with her,
mm,
and it's like it makes you kind of stop and be like, oh, it's
yeah.
one of those things where it's like life is precious
Hmm.
because a freak accident and it can all be done.
Right, right. So I've been trying to have a lot of empathy for everyone affected. Um,
Yeah.
I'll post some links if you guys are interested in donating or helping out because there's still a lot going on over there,
Mhm.
and the firefighters are still um, working tirelessly to get the rest of the fires out and assess the damage. So there have been a lot of like donation links going around and things.
Yeah.
Um,
Speaking of the firefighters, a lot of the firefighters who are fighting these fires are um felons who are like in jail right now. And when they get out, even though they have this experience, the fire departments won't hire them because of their record.
yeah.
And it's frustrating because like we have a felon as the president of the United States right now.
Oh, I can't think about it.
Yeah, I know.
Every morning I wake up and I open Twitter and then I close Twitter because a new executive order has been put into motion that it hurts my feelings.
Yeah.
So,
I'm kind of just ignoring the executive orders, but like it's hard to when like there are ice raids and there are people that I know and love who are affected by them. It's
yeah,
like,
My friend was texting me because her husband was born in America, but both of his parents are immigrants. And if it does, I mean, Congress pushed back on it, but if it does go through that birthright citizenship is pulled, he will ha be deported. But she's an
Yeah,
American citizen. So sh they were like, I don't know. I- Like it's just kind of like they're sitting there panicking because they don't know what will happen, and she doesn't have like a job. He's their breadwinner
hmm
and everything, and so it's
yeah,
a lot to have to think about and a privilege that I have not to. Um,
yeah,
so it's fine. Everything's fine. When are
yeah,
we going to Canada? I unironically texted Koli and her cousin the other day and was like, "When are we going?
yeah.
When are we going?"
Well, Zoe's looking to move to Heidelberg, Germany.
Ooh,
Yeah,
interesting.
because she has dual citizenship because like her dad has dual citizenship because his parents are from Germany, like off the boat from Germany.
That's cool.
Um, so Zoe has dual citizenship. So she's looking to move there um,
Huh.
after she gets her bachelor's and master's and do her PhD in Germany.
Does Zoe need some roommates? We just all go, I am German. Uh, d-
Yeah.
also Irish, but German too. I can assimilate.
Yeah.
That's so cool though. Um, all right, let's finish up this intro real quick so we can
Yes.
move right
Get
along
into the yeah.
the episode. Um, so we are on Instagram at SVU Coven. Shocking, I'm sure. Please go follow us if you want to stay connected. We post there the most. So any updates from us, if we're on hiatus, what's going on in the world, whatever, you'll find there. Uh, I would say we update there the most, yeah. We also have a Discord server. It's free to join. I would love more people to join because I would love to have like events on the server sometime because I think that would be really fun. You can find it in the link in our Instagram bio or you can email us svucoven@gmail.com and we will send you a link if you're not on social media. Uh, Instagram is one of the ones owned by the people.
No,
So
no. Yeah.
unfortunate, but for now we are on. So Instagram, Discord, if you're not on social media, those aren't mediums that speak to you, feel free to email us. Koli does check the email, so someone is reading them and will respond to you. We love getting emails from you guys. We've gotten some that were just like good comments or saying hello. We've gotten, you know, different kind of things. If you have any requests for us, want to be on the show or questions, anything related to the podcast or business, email's the best place to reach us. So that's svucoven@gmail.com. We also have merch. I am not wearing it. I should have so I can show you, but Koli and I designed all the merch ourselves, and we even had some new pieces come out last year. So
Yes.
it would be super fun and fresh if you guys got some. Send us pictures to email, Instagram, whatever. We would love to see you in the merch or with the merch. It would be so cool. The proceeds go to us, and we put it back into the show as well as to Fourth Wall, where we do all our designs and shipping and everything
Mhm.
through. So we appreciate it, and I'd love to see if any of you guys have our merch. I know some of it exists in the wild outside of just me and Koli. So
Yes.
if you have some, we would love to see it.
Yes. So this is your episodic reminder to rate, review, subscribe, like, and comment. All of the above are important in helping the algorithm push us out to other people so other people can get eyes on us. Um, Rate, review, subscribe are the most important things you can do on an audio only platform. And on Apple Podcasts, you can review episode by episode. Um, And on Spotify, you can comment on episodes. Um, and on YouTube, subscribing, liking, and commenting are the most important things you can do. Engagement, engagement, engagement. It's all about engagement.
Yeah.
And we also have a coffee, so you can go on and buy us a coffee, and however much money you want to donate. Um, it's completely and totally voluntary. It's not like mandatory, and we appreciate the energy exchange, and we put all that money back into the show.
Yeah. Plus, we love coffee.
Yes, I prefer iced coffee, but yes.
All right. Is it
It's
time?
funny because I just saw you like click on the introduction thing, and it
Uh,
came up anonymous giraffe.
that's me. I'm a giraffe. Okay, so side tangent really quick. I turned it off where you can see like me for my Google thing because at work people can tell when I'm in documents and stuff and it makes me feel perceived. So I was
Yeah.
like, I will be an anonymous animal.
Apparently today you're a giraffe.
I'm a giraffe.
Um, so let's hop into the self-love affirmation.
Yay.
So today's self-love affirmation is I am willing to receive love from within and around me.
That fits the astrology too.
Yeah.
Hmm. All right.
Okay. So are you ready to get into the episode?
Let's do it.
Today we are covering season 4, episode 1 of
Wow.
SVU titled Chameleon. Okay. So we opened in a sex club. Sex workers were trying to pick up Johns when Vice raids the club, arresting everyone engaged in illegal sex acts, which is everyone. One sex worker claimed she was almost raped. Sarah Ramirez,
Oh, crazy.
yeah, and says she isn't moving until she makes a report. Elliot and Olivia come into the club to see a guy who swears he didn't know what kind of club it was. Olivia looks him over and makes an observation. Flies down. They talk to the sex worker Chantilly, aka Lisa, who makes a report, and there's no evidence of an assault. Bryce calls them over when they find another sex worker, Randy, dead, hanging on the door from the room from a belt around her neck. Chantilly identifies her and says, I told you guys. And we done up.
And done.
The SVU squad is having Chantilly go through lineups. She doesn't understand why, as she said the perp was already gone by the time the stormtroopers, Vice, came in. I spelled Kragan wrong here. Kragan.
Kragan.
Offers her coffee. Finn says maybe if she has something in her mouth, she'll start up for 5 minutes.
Why do I feel like Ice just improv that?
Yeah, it's very possible. Chantilly says she wants everyone's name and badge number. Finn leads her away, and Munch looks at Kragan and says she's spunky.
I want Mom to say that about me.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Chantilly is upset that the detectives are quote unquote taking a break when her friend got murdered. Kragan says to set her up with the sketch artist far away from him. Chantilly and Olivia are working with the sketch artist. The two women are going back and forth about the risk of their jobs, and Chantilly says the only ones that look out for sex workers is other sex workers and Sister Peg.
I love Sister Peg.
I do too. She deserves so much better.
Yeah.
Um, Elliot and Olivia go to visit Sister Peg, who is holding a bowl of condoms. Elliot says that must go over well with the church, and she says that they've settled on a don't ask, don't tell policy. They discuss the case a little, and Sister Peg says she'll show the sketch around. She asks for a card and says she can't turn them over to the police because they'll lose trust in her and stop coming, and then she couldn't do her job. Olivia asks what her job is exactly, and she responds, keeping them smart and safe, like you. Elliot hands her a card, and they walk off. Munch and Finn go to see Warner, who says that Vic was a long-time sex worker and that the hanging was likely done post-mortem, but strangulation was the cause of death, and he most likely used his forearm. Says he likely wore a jacket with a flat circular button on the cuff. He presses her against the wall, applies some pressure, and rigor sets in, and the imprint remains. Munch gets a call about another crime scene and asks Melinda if she wants to ride to the crime scene with two handsome members of the NYPD, and she says it's her lucky day.
I love that group of three.
Yes,
It's very good.
yes. Um, they find the second Vic hanging from a chain link fence. There was a clean thumbprint made in lipstick on her forehead. They find out it belongs to Sean Becker. He was released from Attica 3 weeks ago and has been out of touch with his PO for the last 4 days. Parole officer. Um, they have Muni sitting in on his place of residence. I just have to say, whenever I hear the word Attica, I
Mhm.
think of the Golden Girls episode where Dorothy's like, I was in Attica for a year, or I was in Attica. And the sex worker she's talking to is like, that's a men's prison. And she's like, I know, it took them a year to find out.
It makes me think of Atticus, which makes me think of To Kill a Mockingbird.
Yeah, yeah. Um, Ellie and Olivia go back to Sister Peg to try to get her to break the girl's confidence. She says she can't, and Ellie accuses her of not actually caring about the girls. She explains she was mugged 4 times in the past year, once at knife point. She has to keep her word. Olivia asks how good her word's going to be after he kills 5, 10, 20 more times. She says they just need a location, not even a name. And Sister Peg says a hotel on West 37th. Um, Elliot and Olivia go to the Palm Hotel, and the hotel clerk asks if they're the police, and he says that was fast. He just called them. Someone heard a gunshot. Olivia calls it in, and they go to the room and ask someone inside to open the door. They burst in to see a sex worker against the wall holding a gun. They tell her to drop it, and she does and slides down the wall. Ellie confirms the man who was shot was Sean Becker, and he was dead. The sex worker is in the hospital getting examined. She says she didn't intend to kill Becker. She explained what happened and says she had warning bells going off in her head the second he sat down, but she ignored them because she needed the money. She calls what happened to her an occupational hazard. Olivia asked Deborah, the sex worker, what happened when she got up to the hotel room. She says that she had said they needed to saddle up before they got started, and then he hit her, and he kept hitting her. He threw her on the bed and essayed her. He then pulled out a gun, and she fought. And when he dropped the gun, she picked it up and fired 3 times. And then Ellie and Olivia arrived. Deborah says that she knows she's lucky, and Elliot reminds her that the next time she may not be so lucky. Elliot gives her his card with the number for victim services on the back. Back in the squad room, or Cragen's office,
One of those things.
Elliot tells Alex everything confirms self-defense, that he beat her so hard the hospital admitted her with a concussion. Um, Here's something interesting. They couldn't find anything when they ran her name. Munch and Finn Munch and Finn are running ballistics on the gun. Alex said she's going to recommend that they don't press charges. Ballistics text says the gun has another body on it from 6 months prior when Becker was an addict. Houston, we have a problem. Previous Nick was Leonard Graves, 3 shots to the head, and was robbed. The two ruled into drug-related homicide. They pose the theory that Graves had the gun first, was killed by it, then Becker bought the gun off the street. Finn says it's a big coincidence that if that was the case, and Becker got killed by the same gun too. Now they want to look at Deborah, but Olivia reminds everyone that Deborah is an SA Vic and she didn't make it up. Cragen says to investigate who killed Grace. Munch gets off the phone and says they won't get it from Deborah or whatever her name is because she split right after talking to them. Fake name, fake address, and fake social. Cragen gives orders. Ellie and Olivia are talking with the detective from the 2-2 and discussing his credit card statement. All the receipts after he died are signed Mrs. Leonard Graves. Only there is no Mrs. Leonard Graves. The homicide detective walks away and Ellie and Olivia are left talking. Elliot says it's hard to believe that she's running all over with one of his credit cards and no one IDs her. Olivia said Elliot gave her his credit card to buy Kathy's birthday gift. Can we talk about the lack of effort from Elliot's part?
I know. And it's like, it's also one of the first times where he's like not being the perfect 100% husband, you know?
Yeah,
And it becomes like a runner. Um,
yeah,
but Isabel deserves good gifts.
yeah, she does. Um, and Elliot says no one asked her for ID. Elliot says it's because Olivia looks like a cop. She responds with, I do not look like a cop. Olivia, baby girl, yes, baby, you do. You do look like a cop.
Literally could not look more like a cop.
Yes,
I love her.
me
Just no
too.
self-awareness.
Especially baby Benson,
I know.
no self-awareness.
It's not.
Um, Munch and Finn go to Bluebird Daycare Center because they got a call at 3:15 this morning. It was Maggie. Whoa, hold
Deborah.
on. It was Maggie, aka Deborah, calling to say she wanted to pick up her son early. She got there around 5, paid the woman, and she left. The woman says that Maggie and her son are going on a little vacation, and that Maggie is doing that stuff all the time, and that she's a wonderful mother.
Hmm.
Back in Cragen's office, Munch and Finn are talking to Cragen about Maggie. Her full name is Margaret Peterson. The daycare worker really thinks Maggie is a waitress at an overnight diner. Ellie and Olivia come in and they find other Vics whose credit cards were stolen and had charges for a hotel and children live. They find 4. Cragen asks if they can pin them all on Maggie, and Olivia says that's what it's looking. Elliot says 1 self-defense murder he can buy, but 6, this woman's a serial killer.
But 6.
Yeah. 3 of the 6 victims fall under SU's jurisdiction, Manhattan. 3 had records, the other 3 were clean, and the cause of death varied. Elliot says she's either using weapons of opportunity or she's trying to throw them off the trail. Wong says he's not entirely comfortable labeling the suspect a serial killer. Finn asks how many men she has to kill before he's comfortable. Wow. Um, Wong says he's just not sure she fits the typical profile. Munch says there is no profile for the female serial killer. Wong says she's definitely a multiple killer, but that there's one factor everyone's overlooking. She was S8. Her actions could be the result of rape trauma syndrome.
Long, always the voice of reason.
Yes. Olivia said whether it's the guy's intent to attack her, she thinks she's nature and fights back. Elliot says no, she's celebrating her kills with shopping sprees. Sean Becker had no credit cards because he's a recent con. Elliot says that means sooner or later she has to find herself another source of income. And we spell both. Ooh. Okay, so today is Monday, January 27th. This is for when it goes up. Um, the color of the day is lavender, and the incense of the day is neroli.
Ooh.
And this is altar dressing. Winter is a good time to take care of your altar. Periodically, you should take everything off of it, clean it up, and give it some attention. Start by removing any altar tools like candles, bowls, crystals, or wands. If you have one or more drawers for storing tools and supplies, then empty that too. Clean each of those items with a suitable cleaner, or just wipe them down with a soft cloth. Take off the altar cloth, then wash it and hang it out to dry. Clean the altar table or shelf with appropriate furniture polish. Then say altar clean and altar clear. Hold the spells that I hold dear. By the moon and by the sun, you support all I have done. Now put on a clean altar cloth. Return your altar tools and supplies to their usual places. If possible, include a vase with a bouquet of fresh flowers. Your altar is now ready for use again, and that's by Elizabeth Barrett.
So
Look
pretty.
at how pretty the 2025 version of the almanac is.
Oh my gosh, I love it. I just
I love
realized
it.
we're in 2025.
Yes.
Crazy. Um,
Um,
all of that is good to do though, generally. Um,
yes.
a good reminder for me also. I need to freshen up my altar.
Every time I said cloth, it sounded like I was talking with Otis. Like, to me, it sounded like I was talking with Otis.
That's funny. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hmm.
Another Vic turns up dead in his car. His pants are undone and 6 stab wounds. No cash, but a lot of cards in his wallet, but Maggie only likes to take one. They run his credit report to see which one is missing. Amex is missing. Time of death between 2 and 4 hours ago. No Finn says cause of death.
Right.
Cause of death between 2 and 4 hours ago. No, it's time of death, Finn. Um, Pre-release. Elliot asks if that's relevant, and Finn says no, it's just cold. 30 minutes ago, a charge on the Amex to the Lancaster Hotel. Elliot and Olivia go to the hotel with ESU. They burst in, guns drawn, and tell her to put her hands up. She picks up her son and asks them to put their guns away. They're scaring her son. Olivia takes the little boy, and Maggie is placed under arrest. I love this part. I love this scene.
Me too.
Lunch is playing with Joey, Maggie's son, with cars, and one of the cars that Joey's playing with is a replica of the JFK motorcade. Like, it's a proper car model, and then it has little people in it.
Mhm. Munch is
And I
just
just
like,
find it so funny.
I know.
Olivia asks where ACS is. Cragen says they can't pick up Joey for a couple of hours. He says that Maggie is asking for him and surmises it may make her more amenable to a deal. Wong stops Ellie and Olivia from going into the interrogation room. He says he wants to give her a mental status exam first. Elliot fights the idea. Cragen agrees with Wong. It's a done deal.
Natch.
Wong gives her the mental status exam. He says she's suffering from PTSD and dissociative episodes, but she's lying, telling him what he wants to hear. He then asks Elliot to go in alone so he can see her interact with one other person. So Elliot goes in and talks to her, and her affect changes. She tried to seduce Elliot and denies that she's been traumatized, saying it happened, I can't change it, in regards to her essay. Maggie has a cocktail personality. She reads people's vulnerabilities and performs accordingly, which is a sign of a sociopath. Wong tells Olivia to confront Maggie with her lies. Olivia goes in and shows her her birth certificate. Her mother's alive, and there's no father listed on the birth certificate. Olivia says she can pretend to be anyone she wants, but it's not going to work on her. Tells Maggie she's going to get what she wants because the state's going to kill her. I love Olivia in that interrogation scene.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a good one.
Alex says that Maggie's DNA was found on 3 of the bodies and that she's making her recommendation to the Capital Committee and goes to Wong to see if she's legally insane or if all the murders were truly in self-defense and if she'd kill again if given the chance. Alex and Liz are talking about the hearing in front of the Capital Committee. Alex is frustrated because you can't kill a woman just because she's a woman. And Liz says the majority of the Capital Committee agreed with her and they'll make the world a safer place. And Alex is labeled the enemy of feminism. Alex says it's a coup for women's rights everywhere. And then an elected official, I don't know her exact title, they just refer to her as Nora.
Right.
So she could be a member of the Capital Committee, but I don't exactly know. It's just the woman who showed up at the door. Um, an elected official comes in and says she doesn't want to kill anyone that could have been acting in self-defense, and if Liz doesn't like it, she can run against her next. In court, the defense is questioning an ER doctor about Maggie's injuries from March 12, 2000. Alex objects and wants to know why. The police found one of the bodies on the same day. One of the other victims' wives is on the stand, saying he was abusive. Alex objects to the line of questioning because his killer is on trial, not him. She's overruled yet again. The wife testifies to physical abuse and marital essay.
Can we talk about how March 12th, 2000 was 25 years ago?
I know. It's crazy.
Oh, it's okay. It's fine. It's fine.
Maggie is testifying. Maggie says she's not proud of being a sex worker and she was just trying to make a life for herself and her son. She also says she's sorry the men died, but if she didn't do what she did, she'd have been killed. Alex argues that she does sex work despite not being proud of it, and Maggie says she didn't have a choice. She didn't grow up privileged with parents who would send her to law school. Alex brings up that she made time to take a credit card from these men, and that she was only, and Maggie says she was only thinking of her son. Alex says that she puts herself in a situation where she knows she could be killed, and asks if that's how she takes care of the most important thing in her life. That term irks me. The
Well,
most important thing instead of the most important person.
oh,
Your
yeah.
child is not a thing. Your child is a person.
Hmm.
And I realized that Alex was only echoing Maggie's sentiments, but
Yeah.
that
Hmm.
phrase irks me, regardless of who it's coming from.
I get you.
In the squad room, Liz is trying to poke holes in the defense's story about the one man being a batterer. Liz says they should offer one count of man 2 each 10. Alex says no. Olivia then asks how old Joey is, and Elliot says 2.5, which puts his birthday in April 2000. March
25.
2000.
Wait,
What?
20. He'd be 27 now?
Yeah. No,
Interesting.
he'd be 25.
Well, he's two, isn't he? Two and
But
a
his
half.
birthday was in April of 2000.
Oh, you're right. So then he is
Yeah.
20.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
March 2000, she said she had no children, no pregnancies, and a doctor wouldn't have missed if she was 8 months pregnant. Alex goes to Rikers to confront Maggie with the kidnapping of her son and the murder of his mother. Alex wants to know if Maggie thinks the jury will believe her I kill men because they beat me story now. The defense argues that Alex would cause a mistrial, and Alex says fine, she just refile and tack on the kidnapping charge and the murder of the mother. And then they're in court waiting for Maggie to start the hearing or to start the court process again. And the judge is like, is the defendant going to join us or are we going to wait all day? So the court officer calls it down to the jail or to holding and says, we're waiting on the defendant, and he puts the phone towards his chest and says, "There's a problem," and Olivia walk out. Maggie had hung herself in her cell with her stockings and left everything she had to Joey, including $10,000 in the safety deposit box. Olivia points out that she gets to grow up like a beauty queen and everyone thinks she's the hero. And then we dig wolf.
And then we dig wolf.
Yes.
I like that ending
So,
though, because I feel like it gives like a multi-layer,
yeah.
you know?
Hmm.
Alrighty.
Did you have a jumper?
I did. She just came out. I was like not even ready. I was just waiting for our end of show stuff. Okay, so actually I love this card in my deck specifically because it has bunnies on it, but I pulled the Empress.
Oh, I love that.
I know,
That's
and
so
she has
pretty.
little buns.
Little
Um,
bunnies.
so this card generally, um, we were talking about the ending of the episode when it jumped out and feminine energy and women and like Olivia pointing out that she was like a beauty queen and she goes out a hero or whatever. The Empress, oh my gosh, embodies a lot of that. Also with Pisces and Venus, this card is very much like step into your power, but step into your self-love. Um, and you are the empress of your own life and in your driver's seat, owning your own power. Remember to show yourself a little extra. Like self-love, I feel like in general we can be self-deprecating as people. And if you're one of those people that, for lack of a better metaphor, looks into the mirror and doesn't like what you see, try speaking more positively about and to yourself.
Yeah.
Um, that's what I really like. I love about this card, especially. It can mean a lot of things, the Empress, but with the theme of the day and this one in particular, we've got this little heart here with the female symbol in it, and it's just very significant to me of like feminine energy and loving yourself. Um,
Yeah.
so the cards never lie.
I think it's also really ironic that we're talking about self-love and everything right now
Hmm.
because Palooza just did an event with their other like their sister company,
Yeah.
Les Light,
Hmm.
yesterday about body love.
Oh, I like.
And it was in Philly or I would have gone. But yeah.
I was trying to see if you could see Dexter. He's sleeping on the couch over there.
I see part of him. Yeah.
He's so cute.
Um this is your second episode. Reminder to rate, review, subscribe, like, comment, all of which are important for the algorithm to push this out to other people so they can get eyes on us.
Yeah. Follow us on social media, Instagram at SVU Coven. We are on Discord. You can join from the link in our Instagram bio. If you're not on social media and they're not mediums that speak to you, you can always email us at svucoven@gmail.com. Koli does check the email, so somebody is reading them and will respond to you. If you want to be on the show or sponsor the show, have questions for us or anything like that, email's the best place to reach us business-wise, business inquiries. So that's svucoven@gmail.com. We also have merch through Fourth Wall. The proceeds go to us as well as to Fourth Wall, and we put it back into the show. We designed all of our merch ourselves, and we even had new designs come out last year and maybe more this year. Who knows?
Yeah.
If order any of our merch, we would love to see it out in the wild. Please email us or tag us, send it on Discord, whatever speaks to you. We would love to see it, and we appreciate the energy exchange.
Yes.
That's our show.
That's our show.
Okay. Well, I love you so much, and I'll talk to you soon.
I love you too.
Blessed be.
Blessed be.